have you been feeling like the extra pressure at all just to be like even just taken more serious to have more of a following on social media platforms and like actually like putting in the work to get your Instagram up? Like, do you feel like that's like just a necessity for artists nowadays?
I don't think it's a necessity for artists, but I think it's a necessity if you want to do art for a living.
Okay. Yeah.
If you are an artist who wants to do art for a living, it's almost, well, I think it has a necessity if you want to build a big following and like those are your goals, you know. I mean, there are artists, I'm sure, who still are just like kind of on, like in a way on the black market. And they, I'm sure, you know, I'm sure that there are people, I'm not saying it's impossible, but mostly, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like unless you were, and okay, and mainly when I mean social media, I'm meaning Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I guess you could throw in Snapchat in there, but I'm not including Spotify and YouTube, where you actually will be posting what the art is. I guess for some photographers, Instagram could be that for them, but that's you know, I'll give you that. But like a lot of these platforms, if an artist just got featured on like let's say Drake featured a new rapper, right? And just from Drake's Spotify, a lot of people are gonna go follow and see who this new rapper is. And that rapper did not need to have a following on Instagram, didn't need to know. He could still not, even if he gets popular and he gets like his own 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, he still technically wouldn't, it's still gonna be slower to grow in a certain way, and it's still a smart business move. But if he really wanted to not have social media, then I guess, you know, he wouldn't have to. But then it's just from that. But I feel like anyone starting off, regardless of what art you're doing, especially what you just said about like if you want to make money from it, at the end of the day, you have to market yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
plain and simple.
Yeah. So with that said, we've been having a little fun.
Oh yeah, I think we need to check our competition.
Yeah, because you know we have to promote ourselves, and you've been gaining.
I've been trying to gain followers, like and build my following by putting more content out. Like how you said, like, do I feel pressure pushing content out? Like, yeah, I do feel a little bit of pressure because I do have to keep putting stuff out. But I'm realizing how much I've accumulated over this time. So, my following, I don't know, it was only a couple hundred, like at the beginning of the year or something. So.
Yeah.
We're trying to be in a friendly competition of how many followers we have.
Yeah, because I've been stuck in the 900s starting 2021 maybe. Like I was at like 913, and now we're in what September now.
2022.
Of 2022, and now I've been able to crawl up to I think I had to check it 978. Or something like that. So
978. You were on the money.
So you every single month like just
climbing the charts.
Like
trying to get to 1,000 right now. That's my first goal. You know, I like to set small goals for myself because if it's like I wish I had 20,000 followers, it's just like I don't know. It makes it seem like it's unattainable. When it's not, in reality, it's just you have to take the steps to get there.
Yeah.
You have to take those appropriate steps to get there, which I've been posting content. I've been trying to get stuff out there. And like last night, I think I went to sleep. I gained like 15 followers when I went to sleep and then woke up. That's happened a couple times over the last few weeks. I've done like jumps of just like 25 in one day. And they're all legit followers. Like, I'm like, which I think is cool because I don't know. I know a lot of people buy their likes, they buy their followers
all the time. If you want to test your friends or people that you like do not like to see if there is legit or not, go through all the people that are following them, and then if you see like a lot of like Middle Eastern writing, Hindu writing, it's like a lot of these companies in these countries, they have like these, millions of bots that you can have follow you. So check that. And then sometimes when you see, if you go back, you'll always see that someone that buys their likes, it's always like the same number of likes like every single time. But then if they miss to buy it one time, you'll see like one of their posts have like 13 likes compared to 1300. It's just like, it's so obvious. But
well, that's not good.
Yeah. So
right now I'm trying to see. So for this competition, we can kind of document it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see the difference in how many people I'm following.
Yeah. Oh.
To how many people are following me.
Yeah, the ratio.
The ratio. Yeah. Okay, so if I take the number of followers that you have and I subtract the number of people you're following, there's a 383 people gap.
So 300 and what's the number?
300. You have 383 people that are following you,
and I don't follow them,
and you're not following them.
Okay. Yeah.
I have 465 people that I'm not following that are following me.
465.
465.
So 465 minus 383. 465 minus 383. So that right there. So 80.
So I have 82 more people following me than you have following you.
So for
that you're not following.
Yeah. So for the ratio to be the same, I would have to unfollow 82 people.
Yeah, but you still have like 200 more followers than I do right now.
Yeah. So I think in the next your next 200 followers, I think there's going to be a number in there that is going to be really close to this, that are going to be people that you kind of just like have to follow. Like, well, however you gain these next 200 followers, because I feel like there's going to be a lot more people that you're going to be meeting.
It still means I win. You got to step up your game.
What does it mean still means you win, though?
What do you mean? Because if I have 200 more followers and I have to follow 82 people, I'm still gaining the rest of the followers, which would be 118.
Okay, but let's just say you're winning. You're already winning because of how fast you're growing, right? But if it's just like a win of like 1,000 and whose ratio is good, I feel like we're gonna be getting 1,000 at like the same time, and then when we see the ratio, I think the ratio is going to be a little bit closer.
I think that's going to be like 150 people gap. I think I'm going to have 150. When I get to 1,000, I'm going to have 150 more gap of a gap than you. So I'm going to be, I 100% think that because the math adds up in my head. You're not doing it right. Hi, I'm Tarashawn Ruehle. Am I Tarashawn Ruehle? Fuck. I'm Tarashawn.
I mean, like, you are Tarashawn Ruehle. Like, your Spotify says Tarashawn Ruehle.
I'm Tarashawn motherfucking Ruehle.
And I'm David Cunningham.
This is Little High Podcast, and
we're a little high.
Why do you have to... Can you not take your tonal inflection up? Why do you have to take it up? That's how people talk to babies. This is Little High Podcast, and we're a little high.
That works.
I always like my own photos because I am my number one fan.
Yeah.
If I can't even like my own things, then how can I expect anybody else to like it?
I'm glad you said that because literally recently when I was doing one of my YouTube videos, like I made a little mistake, right, in the edit, and I was just like, and I had it already like uploaded on YouTube and everything. I was watching on the big screen. I'm just like, that's gonna bother me because it's like if I was watching someone else, everything's looking great, but that little thing was gonna bother me if I was just a watcher of someone else. So it's like, yeah, you gotta be able to enjoy what you put out.
Absolutely. So it's like there are some people that are like, oh, do you like your own stuff? Yeah, fuck yeah, I like my own stuff. Like, I produce this content. Like, of course I like it.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I like it?
Yeah.
Literally, it's like you've got to be your own number one fan.
Yeah. I'm usually liking it if it's getting me over that little milestone. If it's like 69 likes and I need to get it to 70.
I'm the first one to like it. I will post my shit and then I will like it because, like I said, I feel like it sets energy out there.
Yeah.
That instead of it being like, I don't know, I'm just like, yeah, I like that shit. You know? I don't know.
Well, literally, you having that mindset and energy and everything, it's getting results.
Yeah, I'm getting fucking results. Yeah. It's the following is growing, and I like it. I like that I can produce art that people want to look at. I'm most excited about putting more music out. I feel like it's the hardest one to put out, so it's the one I put the least amount of out, but it's my favorite. Because it makes you feel things inside yourself. Oh, speaking of music.
Oh yes, recently, an artist that we both respect, 100%. And if either one of us could produce a track with him, we instantly would. You know, we're not ever a hater, and that is The Weeknd.
Yes.
Yeah, and both you and I have experience of, you know. Both of us throughout our lives have gone to like concerts and stuff. With your genre of music, my genre of music, just like we have experience, both of us.
Yeah, I've gone to shows.
We've gone to shows. We've gone to shows.
You didn't have to use so many words. We have gone to shows. Mm-hmm. Now continue.
Yeah. So, The Weeknd, as everyone knows now, after I think it was 3 songs, I saw.
I thought it was 1 song. Well, I don't know. That's what I heard. Yeah, I don't have the exact information on this. Yeah. But regardless, 1 song, 3 songs to me.
Very, very early in the
show.
In the show. And he actually like stopped. I think he went backstage for a second, came out, right, and said to everybody, very apologetic, saying that his voice went out and that he's not going to be able to continue the show. And everyone is going to be getting their money back. Mm-hmm. Right? Who knows what that process entails? But he did come out and said, you know, and he apologized, and then boom, walks out, and the show is over. You know? Yeah. So I feel like, first of all, is that a lot of people I saw questioning at all, like, oh, did his voice actually go out? Like, is it like why? If your voice was already feeling that bad beforehand, why wouldn't he have just canceled the show beforehand? But
I've got a lot to say about that because, like, you don't know leading up to it what was happening. He could have been at the show, and then, for all we know, he could have almost been hit by a car and screamed really loud, and it just put enough strain on his voice that he literally couldn't, like, sing. Or we don't know what happened. And who knows? Maybe he was about to, have anxiety, or like he's a person too, so like even if it fucking wasn't his voice and there was just some reason that he couldn't do that, like it's like calling off of work, but you have so much pressure to be there and to perform, and that's a really hard thing. So like I give major props to him for stepping back and taking care of himself. However, like that, for whatever reason, I don't know, who knows? He could have been getting sick and didn't really know it and tried to brush it off. There's like colds and shit that go around right now. Like we just don't know. So I commend him.
From every angle you hit it from, like if it was his voice, he has every right to protect his voice. Yeah. And if you think about it from this perspective too,
could damage your voice.
Is that he has so much what's it called? Like regards for the fans, where like not he could have maybe he didn't want to he wanted to give them the best performance.
Yeah.
And even though if he could have pushed on a little bit,
but he can permanently. You can like damage your vocal cords if and if he's a professional singer.
Yeah.
So he knows what his limitations are.
Yeah.
And I mean nobody's going to know it better than him. And I mean he went out there and he tried and his voice just dropped off, I'm sure, however it happened. So it's like he was able to like stop and say that he needed to do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would be so afraid to do that. Like, he's got balls. I don't know. I would be like, I'm so sorry. But, I mean, he did what he had to do. He's going to give everyone a full refund. Like,
yeah, everyone's getting a full refund. But talking about the balls thing, another thing that I just recently found out, this is a recent story, is that Kanye West was in the back. He was actually going to come out on one of their songs, right? So there's footage of Kanye West just like chilling, ready to come out, but then he hears that he's doing that. So it's just like, not only is the pressure of the fans, and also he
literally
guests.
had a guest that was there.
Yeah.
But you know what? Who knows? Maybe he went back there and he was like, hey man, like maybe he like even talked with him about it. We don't know.
Yeah.
He could have been like, this is happening. Like it could have just hit him and he's like, man, I can't do this. And who knows? Kanye could have been like, fuck it. Like,
yeah,
like go, exactly. You need to take care of you, man, because nobody, at the end of the day, your voice is the thing that needs to be there. And if you lose that, you could damage your vocal cords. Like there was when Adele, I don't know exactly what happened, but I remember she had to have like a little surgery on something in her throat. And it was a really scary thing. So it's like, I think possibly that was caused by her straining her voice. I don't know. I can't be quoted on this. She got a surgery to remove a polyp that causes vocal bleeding. Oh. And it was in 2011, so it was when she was 23. So it prevents recurrent vocal cord bleeding.
Yeah, and by 2011, she's already touring.
Yeah, so she literally had to cancel the remaining of her 2011 appearances so she could get this done.
Yeah.
The actual like vocal cord polyp that you get, it happens when one or more of the blood vessels in the vocal folds break open, and it fills the vocal fold, potentially forming a small ball or like a polyp, right? So it's caused by trauma of the vocal folds, such as extensive coughing or extensive screaming. But if you're loud and you sing really loud and then so she literally injured her voice from working. Yeah. So he could have potentially done something like that to his vocal cord, like extensive things when he should have been taking a rest. Yeah. And he wasn't. So, I mean, like I said, I'd have done the same thing. Yeah. He should cancel as many shows as he needs to because, like, it's not worth it. Like, if you're a real fan of somebody, you're going to care. Like, if any of his fans get mad about that, like, fuck them. Seriously. Just because it's like, I don't know. That's like a disregard for him being a human if they...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say this, though.
What?
100% The Weeknd, in the right, protect your voice. You did everything right. You did an apology right then and there. That has been hard to do, like we just said. Mm-hmm. Gave back everyone's money. Yeah. But it was just so thin of a razor margin where, like, if he wasn't giving back money, or even just the process of what it's gonna take to refund that many people, like for someone that, I'm just thinking from the perspective of a viewer that literally like did so much, had to get like that morning waking up and making like things 100 100 things just going wrong. Boyfriend's late to go pick her up. Didn't know what to wear. Been prepping for this Weeknd concert all week. Traffic all the way, going to LA. Parking was crazy. Finally, like, the next you know, you hear like
Okay,
1-2
no.
songs.
No.
You can understand how someone would be upset.
Okay. They're entitled to feel like bummed and like, ah, damn, like I wish. But like to actually be mad about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I have distaste. Like I can't like fathom like being mad about that. I would like if I were there, I'd be like, my first reaction is, oh my God, I hope he's okay. Like, or I'm never gonna get a chance to ever see him again. And then he's not gonna put out art anymore. And then he's not gonna, do what I'm a fan of him for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the overall picture here. So it's just like, I mean, small-minded people, I guess.
Have you ever been to a show or concert where the artist did anything that you actually didn't like was late, the show was too short, and like
I've been to shows where I thought like, oh, I thought that was gonna be a lot shorter, or sorry, a lot longer. And I've been to shows where it's like they won't come out and do an encore or like whatever, but I don't know. I don't think about things like that in that way. I think about it like, oh, there's just got to be a reason, but I don't feel entitled to that person's energy like and time when it's like they already like they put out what they could put out. Like people only have a certain amount inside of them, and if that's what they put out and that's all they had, then like how are you going to be like, that wasn't enough?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Now, one thing I the only time that I did get upset with an artist, and literally it added to the overall look of the artist that I'll talk about in a second with you. But one thing is, was at a show or a EDM concert, and Diplo, that everyone knows, was like an hour and like 20 minutes late.
But why?
Don't know, right? I think because these DJs, they'll be flying from Vegas to LA to New York, right? So maybe it was just a plane thing, right? But he was an hour and like 20 minutes late. So the DJs before him had to cover that time because especially at an EDM festival, and I feel like almost any concert and anything, it's like the music can't stop.
Right.
Right.
It's not
So
like you can have a break.
Yeah. So the DJs before him, and luckily real professional DJ, this was, top dudes or whatever, they had to scramble up pretty much a whole other set because they couldn't just repeat it. Because you as an artist, where like a lot of the times when you're playing at shows and everything, it's like it's a set that you already have prepped.
If you're a professional artist, you should have more things that you can fucking do. Mm-hmm. Come on now. Like, this is a huge festival like that. If you're on that caliber and you don't have things that you can pull out of your ass and everybody come together to make up for his set, like, I question why you're in the field that you're in.
Okay.
You're a one-trick pony then. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. But with that said, these DJs did make up and killed it for another hour and 20. So it made me like them more. But then when Diplo came, especially if you know Diplo, you kind of know like his party boy like attitude, and he has always like girls, like, not that anything wrong with this, but his little frat boy where he'll show up at like parties, have like girls twerking, like, and so like his certain persona, him being like an hour and 20 minutes late, it's just like, okay, bro, like it's just like it just seemed like he didn't care when he started playing, and then
you're criticizing him for having his persona and sticking to it. His persona that you already, kind of like about him, or you wouldn't have been there to see him perform?
No, it's just like you can be that type of look and still like a frat boy and like love girls
but it's
twerking.
choreographed.
And
So you want him to change his choreography?
No. I'm saying that just him being like that already, regardless if that's good or bad in your eyes, right? But then on top of that, like, because I know guys like that are still very considerate and everything, and I just feel like being a whole hour and 20 minutes late is pretty bad. I've never seen that with any other like artist or anything where you're that late to a show.
You don't know why. And it's like everybody like you feel entitled for him to change what he already does because he was late, but you don't even know why he's late, and it could have been a very personal reason. Like I said, these people are human beings. Now, if it's a habitual thing and they're always doing that and they're always just assholes to everyone, you have to look at, you can't just look at this like little tiny thing. Like, what if, who knows, maybe he gets like really nervous on stage and he's like, oh my god, fuck, I'm gonna disappoint everyone. But when he comes out, his character is just to be that like party boy. Like, I don't understand. Like that's him. That's his persona. That's what he does on stage. That's what's choreographed. Is he
But I'm not.
just an asshole to people?
No. Well, I mean, like,
I just don't know who this is. That's why.
oh well, even regardless if you know who he is or not, right? It's just like I just feel like overall though. But you're right. Like, didn't know what totally happened, but an hour and 20 seemed a little long to me to be late. But like I said, he
literally got a fucking flat tire. The alternator could have gone out in a car. Like, there's just so many things that could happen. He could have been driving on the freeway and a giant boulder came off of a truck and they like crashed and you don't even know, and he barely made it there and he had just gotten into an accident. Like, you literally don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm shocked at your closed-mindedness right now.
So the next,
just my brain can think of a million things that could have happened.
Yeah.
So I have to base it upon like overall behavior. I can't just base it upon that one experience.
Gotcha. But maybe it didn't help this, and this is the main thing I want to ask you to go in with performing live and everything. And that is, to me, I've seen Diplo like 4 times live, right? And all 4 times, in my opinion, have been like really lackluster live sets, right? For him DJing stuff. So then that has made it where, like, because I do love, like, he produces good music, right? And he also, him and these like 2 like mixed dudes that look like me, they have a band together or group called Major Lazer. Like, he's in a lot of projects that I like, right? So he produces good music, but because of my poor experiences with him live, regardless, when other times where he was perfectly on time and everything, it made me look at the overall artist now as a little bit less. So do you feel like, for you, have you ever like seen some of your artists that you really like, but then like their show wasn't actually that great, regardless if everything went smooth on a technical level?
I mean, yeah, that happens sometimes, you know? It's just like your overall performance. And that, again, goes with people being human and having an off day. Like, it's like you have to schedule a time to be creative and share your art with people. It's not when you're feeling like it. It's when it's scheduled. So it's like, everybody just needs to calm the fuck down and leave people alone.
As an artist yourself that do put on like amazing shows and everything, like, you are so good live, right? So do you feel like when you look at an artist, do you look at them less when you did see them live and you're like, oh,
No.
You're not that good live?
No, because like I've had a couple of times when I had like a couple off songs and I was like, what the fuck happened to me? So it's like, I know this from experience that, like, I don't know, and you literally just don't, like, you don't know what's going on with them. And so that's part of being a fan, is just accepting that artist as their art comes out.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it's going to be different and sometimes it's going to be like right on point, but it's like about the overall experience.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I guess I just do enjoy when I go see a band and everything's just like, damn, like, their live performance.
Yeah, of course that's enjoyable.
It's very enjoyable.
Of course that's enjoyable, but people aren't like it's not like, oh, do the trick.
Right.
Do the trick.
Yeah.
it's just like really shut the fuck up. I hate people now. All right, that is all for today. Do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any opinions about our debates that we discussed today and you agree with me, I'm just kidding. Whoever you agree with, you can go ahead, take that thought, drop it in the comments, let us know. I love to hear opinions, even if it's contradictory to my own. And that's all. This has been a Little High Podcast, and stay a little high.